Hello, everyone. I'm Alice. On Quora, the largest Q&A platform in the US, there's a fascinating question. Why doesn't China retaliate against India's various crackdowns on Chinese companies? The person who answered it is an Indian friend living in Hangzhou named Kata Swami. His perspective is sharp and even somewhat counterintuitive. He argues that China's lack of retaliation precisely stems from the fact that China has already won this game beyond the established rules. First, we need to understand a fundamental logic. In China, the government typically does not directly interfere in business operations, which differ significantly from democratic nations like India, the US, or the UK. In those countries, politicians often require election funding and must secure support through complex business deals, whereas in China, the government acts more like a super logistics department, providing whatever businesses need solely to maintain their competitiveness. Therefore, when India initiates actions targeting Chinese enterprises, you'll find this actually plays right into China's hands. Look at these current maneuvers. The objective is crystal clear to propel domestic mobile phone brands onto the throne. However, they aren't crazy enough to touch giants like Apple, Samsung, or OnePlus, given the global supply chain standing behind them. So who bears the brunt of their full force assault? It's Xiaomi and Realme. These two brands focus on cost performance, with average selling prices between 12,000 and 18,000 rupees. Exactly the market share that local Indian brands like Lava, Carbon, or potential new entrants from the Adani Group are most eager to capture. India's calculation is loud and clear. Squeeze out Xiaomi and Realme and leave the supply chain for their own kin. But here's the problem. Simply driving people away achieves nothing. Currently, the capabilities of Lava or Carbon are far from ready to take over the mature supply chains established by Xiaomi and Realme. More critically, every time India pulls such a move, global investors get uneasy. They start wondering, if you can dismantle a company's market today, won't you dismantle its technology tomorrow? Imagine if Musk trusted a supplier to build batteries in India, only for the Indian government 2 years later to forcibly renegotiate agreements, handing the factory over to Tata Group or Adani Group while kicking Musk's supplier out. Does this storyline sound familiar? This is precisely why most savvy investors never dare sign technology transfer agreements with India. The more India cracks down on Chinese firms, the more it exposes itself as a zero-rule player, resembling the style of certain South American dictatorships. And this chaos is exactly what China is most delighted to see, because it essentially guarantees to the world that India is unlikely to become a valuable and reliable competitor. Recall China's own path back then. We welcomed Ford and we welcomed Tesla, allowing them to operate for years, build their workforce, and transfer expertise before eventually cultivating high-quality local competitors. This was a process spanning over a decade. India, however, wants to compress China's 10-plus-year journey into just 4 years, which is clearly unrealistic. The result is that the more aggressive their actions, the more trust they lose. Ultimately, whether it's Biden, Sunak, or other Western leaders, they might permit businessmen to set up factories in India to make some quick profits. But when it comes to genuine core technology transfer, they wouldn't easily loosen even a penny of investment. After all, no one is willing to hand over their lifeline to someone who might flip the table at any moment. That's all for today's video. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. If you found this helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support is my greatest motivation to keep going. See you next time.